Hello student, this is R.K. Patel, PGT Biology, केंद्रीय विद्यालय मालीगांव. Students, we are studying continuously about the control and coordination. So, first we will take a quick revision of the portion you have already studied. Then we will talk the next part of control and coordination. So we just start control and coordination in organisms. What do you mean by organisms? That means control and coordination in animals and control and coordination in plants. Control and coordination in animals is performed by nervous system and hormonal system. That means there are two systems. One is the nervous system and second is the hormonal system, which together play an important role in control and coordination in animals. Further, we will study detail about the nervous system. And what about in the plants? In plants, control and coordination is performed by some chemical substances, and these chemical substances are called plant hormones or phytohormones. So, when you will be asked what are phytohormones or what are plant hormones, then you can say that these are the chemicals which perform the function of control and coordination. So, first we will start the control and coordination in animals. As further, I have told you that control and coordination is performed in animals by two systems. One is the nervous system and second is the endocrine system. So, first we will study about the nervous system. So, what is nervous system? The nervous system is an organ system. It is also an organ system such as the digestive system, excretory system. It is also organ system containing a network of specialized cells. These cells are very specialized in comparison to the other cells, and these cells are known as neurons. The question is always asked related to neurons. It is asked frequently in CBSE exam. So, first we will study about the types of nervous system. There are two types of nervous system. One is the central nervous system CNS and second is the peripheral nervous system PNS. Central nervous system include brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord are located in central position of our body. And what about the peripheral nervous system? Peripheral nervous system includes first somatic nervous system SNS. It is also known as voluntary nervous system and associated with the voluntary control of body. What do you mean by voluntary control? You have studied about the voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. You have seen that involuntary muscles, they work as per our will. So, somatic nervous system control these voluntary actions, and how it control? It is controlled by controlling the skeletal muscles. Body movement is controlled by the skeletal muscles, and This again includes cranial nerves, which arises from the brain, and spinal nerves, which arises from the spinal cord. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves in all mammals, but there are only 10 pairs cranial nerves in frogs, and there are 31 pairs of cranial nerves in mammals, including human beings. That is, in human beings there are 31 pairs arises from the spinal cord. These spinal nerves have differentiations. That means in human beings there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, but if you take other animals, the number is different. So come be autonomic nervous system. Peripheral nervous system can be divided into two parts. First we have seen somatic nervous system, and second part is the autonomic nervous system, ANS. It is also known as involuntary nervous system, in which sensory and motor neurons plays an important role. Again, it is divided into two parts. One is the sympathetic nervous system. This is for fight and flight. That means they control adverse situation. Suppose you suddenly see snakes before you, then this nervous system help you to control your body. And second is parasympathetic nervous system. It is for other body functions such as rest, digestion, etc. So we can say that the neuron is the unit of nervous system. So come to neuron, we have to study about the structure and function of neuron. Neurons, the structural and functional unit of nervous system, is called neurons. It is very important and it is asked in your board exam. It is structural, and both structural and functional unit of nervous system is your neuron. Structure of neuron. Come to the structure of neuron. It has a cell body called cyton. This is cyton, cell body. And what is in cyton? Containing nucleus and cytoplasm. You can see here a big nucleus, and inside this there are cytoplasm. Second, it has several branches structure called dendrites. You have seen there are branching and these are dendrites. It has a long nerve fibers called axon. Long nerve fibers called axon. This is axon. Then there may be several type of axon which may covered by Schwann cells and protective covering called myelin sheath. Here you can see these are the Schwann cells and these are the covering of myelin sheath. If these are covered with myelin sheaths, then they are known as myelated axon, and if they are not covered with myelin sheath, then they are known as non-myelated axon. Schwann cells separated by a gap called nodes of Ranvier. Here you can see that this myelin sheath is not deposited continuously, but there are some gaps, and these gaps are known as nodes of Ranvier. Neuron ends by bulb-like structure at nerve ending called synaptic knob. Bulb-like ending. This is also known as in button or synaptic knob. Synaptic knob consists of several vesicles called as synaptic vesicles, which contain the chemical for pass on the information called as neurotransmitter. Sometimes it is asked, name one neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine. Acetylcholine. This is secreted by the synaptic nerve. So, this is the structure of one neuron. There are millions of neurons in our body, and they are connected with each other to pass nerve impulses. So, you can see here, this is one neuron and this is another neuron. They are connected by each other functionally. Sometimes there is not physical connection between, but they function together. First, how the information is passed? This is very important question. First, information is received by this dendrite, and this information come into the cyton. Then this information passes through the axon. Then through the axon, this information passes to the dendrites of other neuron. So, sequence is asked. First, this is the information. Suppose information, where it comes dendrites. After dendrites, it comes into cyton. After cyton, it comes into axon, and after axon, it passes to the dendrite of other neuron. This is the flow of information. So, these informations flow in the form of nerve impulse. So, let us come to know about nerve impulse. What are nerve impulse? These are the messages passed through the nerve cells in the form of chemical and electrical signal. So, nerve impulses are chemical and electrical signal called nerve impulse. The dendrites receives the information and starts a chemical reaction which produces electrical impulse which passes through the axon. This is the flow of information. Dear students, next topic is reflex action. It is very important. Reflex action is a sudden, learn it, sudden, unconscious, involuntary of the effectors to the stimulus. Example, we suddenly withdraw our hands if we suddenly touch a hard object. You are not thinking here. You just suddenly drop back your hand. If you are going to thinking, your hand may be burned. In this reflex action, the nerves in the skin receptor detects the heat. Suppose your finger lies on the hot object. There are receptors in your finger. They receive the message and they pass it to the spinal cord through the sensory nerves. Then the information passes through the motor nerves to the muscles of the hand and we withdraw our hand. The brain is not involved here. But a question frequently asked, write the role of brain in reflex action. After performing this reflex action, only information is sent to the brain. Information is sent to the brain and is analyzed by the degree of injured situations. So, this is reflex action, and there is again an important questions about the reflex arc. The question is asked, What is reflex arc? The pathway of a reflex action is called reflex arc. Very simple definition. The pathway of reflex action is called reflex arc. In a reflex arc, the stimulus is received by the receptors, sense organs. That means sense organ receive the stimulus and passes through the sensory nerve to the spinal cord. Where it is passed? It is passed to the spinal cord via the sensory nerve. From the spinal cord, the information passes through the motor nerves to the effectors, muscles, glands for response. This is reflex arc. See here, sensory neurons. It receives the message and it is passed through the sensory nerves in the spinal cord. From spinal cord, it comes to the effector organ muscles, and muscles come into function suddenly and just withdraw your hand or they save us from adverse situation. So the diagram of reflex arc is also asked in the exam. So in the reflex arc, you can find that both the systems are involved. One is the peripheral nervous system and second is the central nervous system. But from central nervous system, only spinal cord is involved, brain is not involved. After reflex action, only messages, only information is sent to the brain. Here is reflex arc. If you are unable to draw the diagram, you can give flow chart. If you give flow chart, then you will also awarded full marks. This is the stimulus. First, know about the stimulus. Stimulus is the changes in our environment. This stimulus is received by the receptor, that means sense organs, and this pass to sensory nerves. From sensory nerves it comes to the spinal cord, and from spinal cord it comes to motor nerves, and from motor nerves it comes to the muscles, glands, and they perform their function, that means the response. Stimulus response theory. So for that stimulus our muscles or glands performed. So this is about the reflex arc. Difference between action and walking. Very important question. Reflex action and walking. It is frequently asked in your board exam. Reflex action क्या है? Walking क्या है? Reflex action, it is inborn, involuntary, automatic, and required for survival and protection. It is very important for your body protection and for your survival. Suppose there is no reflex action, you just harm your body when you come with the hard object or you come with any tools which might be injured you. And what is walking? It is acquired by learning under control of brain, voluntary and for various functions. You know that when the baby is born, he or she cannot walk, but reflex action may takes place when something comes near his or her eyes, he blink or he closed his eyes. Dear students, next part is human brain. This will be taught by me in next slide.